You are about to get a letter in the mail from Citizens. That's right, Citizens, the property and casualty insurance company of the state of Florida. Of last resort is the terms that they use in legislation, but it's the carrier, which is the government, that's basically saved the day throughout this insurance crisis. Now, why is this important? It's important that you make a couple critical decisions, and I will advise you on them during this video. Number one, about 6-8 months ago, Governor DeSantis passed some pretty serious insurance reform. None of it really favored the consumer or our client, right? And he was highly criticized. But why did he do it? It favored the insurance carriers. And when you favor the insurance carriers on claims and suits and everything, what happens? More carriers come into the market. And that was his entire goal, because he does not want the industry in Florida, or the majority of the homes and commercial properties, insured by the government, which is Citizens. So whatever he did worked. Why? We have about 4 or 5 carriers who have recently entered Florida. Some names like Monarch, Tip Tap, Slide, right? Mostly in the personal lines and homeowners space, not so much the commercial yet, but it will come. So that what Citizens does as soon as those carriers enter is they call it a depopulation. So Citizens has grown like this, right? And they're carrying a lot of burden if a catastrophe comes to pay out taxpayer dollars. So what happens? Depopulation. They're gonna shrink the size of Citizens' exposure to a major hurricane or catastrophe and things of that nature. So you will receive a letter in the mail saying, hi, last year, your policy was with Citizens, or it's currently with Citizens right now. It could be midterm, by the way, meaning it's not at the expiration of the policy that they do this. Depopulation can happen at any time, and it's done randomly on policies. So the letter, again, will say, we've chosen to depopulate your policy. Currently, you're paying $10,000 in premium, for example, and you will be depopulated and you will move to Monarch or Slide. The premium will be $13,000, for example, almost a 30% increase, and you have the option of accepting that or rejecting that, right? Now, why would you, accept it and move to the private market carrier that's a new company, may or may not have the financial stability? I mean, Citizens is the government, they do pay, right? I've seen it firsthand, they pay claims, where sometimes private carriers, they like to battle you a little bit, and sometimes, 1% you're forced to litigate or something. But the point is why would you take a 30% increase? Because in the letter that Citizens puts out, they, based on legislation in the state, they will have a big thing in bold letters and letters. Citizens has the right, or has a possibility, to increase your premium at 45% or more in certain situations. That goes out on every single Citizens declaration page, even when you bind a new policy, letting you know. It's the way that the government kind of deters you from using them. In my history of 21 years dealing with, property and casualty insurance in the state of Florida, I've never seen them increase somebody 45%. Why? Because there's ways around it, right? If something like that did happen, we would advocate, right, with a local politician, we would do that, but I don't even want to go there. But there's always ways that the government you can work with and find a way for a solution. But the point is the odds of them increasing you by 45% are, maybe 1% to 2%. So my suggestion to you is to fill out that form and reject and stay with Citizens, right? You, even on the renewal, this is, you'll be able to see what the market is bearing. But why are other agents not going to tell you that? Why are other agents going to say, oh, maybe you should go to Slide, this new company that's here, it's a better company and things of that nature? Really? I trust the state of Florida with a $2 billion reserve over a new company called Slide to pay in a claim or a catastrophe. And if you look at the history of the state of Florida, even when insurance companies fall, the state usually steps in to assist and covers all their deficiencies, right? So to me, the state or an AM best rated carrier is the best place to be. The new carriers are what they call demo tech rated, and they get approved based on the state, but on lower financials and assets. So I'd rather be with the state. The other agents may not say anything to you or keep you aware of this. Why? First of all, unfortunately, there's a certain level of commission-oriented sales, greed in the industry. When people, start selling insurance, they're taught about sales, commissions, revenue, how to make a living, right? Our agency, number one core value, do what's right for the customer, even if it's to the short-term detriment of the agency. Citizens pays 7.5%, right? 25% lower than most carriers in commissions. Citizens has the lowest rates. Why? Because they're the state, and they had to, in order for a rate increase, legislation has to step in and do it. The open market, they can increase your rates like this. So I think you know where I'm going. If you choose not to do anything, you're immediately depopulated. The other agent's not advising you, obviously, because his income will go up 20 to 30% on the renewal for next year. So I'm putting out another little warning. First of all, this is for our customers. So you will receive calls from us, and you will be advised 90% of the situations to stay with Citizens, don't depopulate, right? If you're not our client, these are why I put out these videos, so you understand what's happening in the industries, for open and honest communication, and just keep an eye, right? If you get that depopulation and we're not your agency, call your agent, because in my experience, 90% of them won't call you. They won't put out a video like this. So just want to keep you informed. This is Jerry Katz, the CEO of Premier Protection. Number one priority is to take care of you, right? We don't need short-term high commissions. We need long-term clients for 21 years. And that's what we're here for, to deliver those solutions, be on your team, and we understand. Love you all.